Now it's regular. Yeah. Have to love technology. Have to. Ugh,
Can't live with it, can't live without it.
goodness. I'm not even I ain't finna, I'm not finna let this mess up the good vibes, okay, in my robe. But um, if anybody is watching, welcome to Live with Brandy Yates, where we discuss different relationship, dating, healing, marriage topics, or just stuff that we find amusing. Um, we've been doing this for a while now. Man, I watched our live yesterday, from not from yesterday, but from last week, and like I already got a lot of stuff I can take from that. So if you guys are tuning in, definitely check that out. The one from last week, like I said, that was the first one of the new year we was able to get to. If you don't know, I'm Jasper Lovett, also known as Brother Love online. I do advice online with mainly dating and finding your significant other, and also getting out of your own way. And this is Brandy Yates, life coach. She's conquering relationships online. You can find her on everything. Definitely go follow her. If you follow me, definitely go follow her. I feel like she might give it to you a little more raw than I do, and I feel like I give it to you pretty raw. So you know, yeah. Would you agree with that?
I think you give it better. I mean,
How is that? How is that?
I
How
think
did,
I think you give it. I'm a little I'm a little rough. I think I said that before. I'm a little rough, in which I don't mind it. I mean, I'm personality, right? But I just think you just flow it better as far as like a more cleaner, non like what word do I want to use? It's
you
just
ain't
you know what I'm saying? It's like, how people would be like, when I come to a woman's page, I expect her to be like just more softer, and I'm like, look now, I saw X, Y, and Z, and this ain't so I'm a little more theatrical with it. Let's just say it like that, and you just
okay? Okay.
calmer. So I think people come to yours and be like, okay, and then mine they'll be like, ooh, hold on, what you finna talk about?
That's I can agree with that. I don't feel like you're too rough at all. I wouldn't say that at all. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't even curse that much. You may curse a little bit, but
So,
yeah, you don't curse. It could be worse. It could be a lot. To me, if you come in like rough, like it's hard to even get the message through a lot of the slang, and you might curse a little. You know what I'm saying? Like it's hard to get the message through a lot of that. But I don't feel like that at all. I just feel like you give it to like straight. Like this is it. I'm not even finna sugarcoat it with you.
okay, I'll take
That's
that.
that's how I receive it, at least. But
Okay,
yeah,
I trust your judgment too. You're upstanding person, so I take your word for it.
I'm glad. I'm glad it come off like that. Yeah, but we got some topics for you. I normally do topics from Brandy's threads, which I still have a ton of those, but also got others. I got some other topics. I'm like, we got to at least try to get some of this other stuff that me and you might not have ever even talked about or touched on or anything like that. But I have a few different topics. Um, but I also have a video that I'm gonna start off with because I want to see how well this. 'Cause we was talking about doing reactions to videos and stuff like that, and this is a slight video, and actually the last live that we did inspired it because at the very end you had mentioned something about being a placeholder, and when I watched it back, I was like, man, where have I heard the term before, placeholder? And I have a video saved that kind of say something about being a placeholder. So I'm gonna play that video real quick. I say it's only about 10 seconds, and I'm just gonna play it right now.
People be in whole relationships with people and they can move on a day later because you just a placeholder for somebody. They wasn't taking you as serious as you were taking them. And that's the harsh truth.
Did you see it? Oh, I can't hear you no more,
Yeah,
Brandy.
I saw it. I saw it.
Did you mute yourself or did I mute you?
I muted my son in the background doing stuff with the microwave, so I muted it
Oh, okay.
because I didn't know if you could hear it or not, even though he in the kitchen. But
Oh, no, I ain't hear no. Yeah, okay, cool, cool. So that worked. All right, well, all right. That's some new right there. Yeah, but yeah, that's I wanted to talk about that because I'm not I don't hear as much about that term placeholder, but it did make me ask like how do you know if you a placeholder in this thing, and that's gonna be the first thing that we talk about. I'm gonna see if it come up on the bottom right here. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, do you know if you're a placeholder? Okay, you see it right.
yep, do you know if you're a placeholder?
Cool, cool, cool.
Side note, I tried to share this on YouTube though it wouldn't let me share it while you live and stuff. So yeah, I'll figure that out later. But back to the question. So, do you know if you're a placeholder? I think the more we talk about these type of situations, people become aware of it. Because I do believe that there are a lot of things that people aren't aware of. Like you hear it, but you're just not aware. Kind of like what I said with the car. It's like I know Ford Fusions existed, but I didn't see them until I bought my own.
Mm,
See
mm,
them everywhere. So it's like the placeholder topic. That's the same way. It's like people will know it, but you don't really know it unless you're actually in the conversation with other people about it, or you actually start realizing you're a placeholder. So do you know if you're a placeholder? People probably don't know, but I do believe there are some people that do. And
mm,
the way you would know that is because a person will just kind of like linger you on. Like they don't really want to give you an example. You have you heard of people say like oh well don't do relationship stuff if you don't want a relationship? That's how you know you're a placeholder. Because
mm,
somebody that's intentional about a relationship with you, you gonna know. You ain't gotta say don't do relationship stuff if you don't want a relationship. If they're doing it, they intentional about it. But if you kind of lingering like, what are we? You're pretty much a placeholder.
mm. That makes sense. Okay, so that makes me ask the question like, so what if we both who decides that the relationship is who's doing the stringing and who's not? 'Cause what if we both kind of like, we're both not defining it, neither one of us has really defined it. So how like to get into the placeholder position, what if we're both doing relationship stuff? What would be the difference between a situationship and being a placeholder?
It's the same thing. It's the same
Same,
thing.
same deal.
Same thing. Because even if whether one person is doing it or both people are doing it, you both, neither one or both, have not defined where are we going? What are we doing? You know what I mean? It's like it's the intentions behind it. So if I'm kind of keeping you only at a certain place, it could be I'm not sure of you yet. It could be that I just really don't want it. It could be various reasons. Either way, I'm still keeping you. You can only come to a certain level with me,
Mm,
a placeholder, because if I'm sure about you and I am ready for what you are ready for, we going all the way. Ain't no stopping at this level until I figure it out. We going all the way. We getting it out the mud together. So it's like that's what situationships are. I'm glad you even brought that up. That's exactly what a situationship is.
so can both people be a placeholder, or is it just like, okay, so that's what was kind of interesting about the term, because I'm like, what can like who is it, who's the actual placeholder or placeholdee,
Right.
like.
So dating. So people confuse situationships with dating,
Mm,
right? So situationships is a placeholder. Dating is you are collecting data. You ain't put this person in a position to be your man or your woman. You're not doing, sexual things with them. You're actually just, they are at where they are at because you don't know for sure yet if you should go further and be vulnerable or let them in or whatever. You don't know if they match for you yet. But if you're doing situational ship stuff, being a placeholder, you having trips, you having multiple trips at that, sex, laying up, whatever that looks like, we are in a relationship. But then if I see you with another woman or man and I spaz, then here you go. We not together. And I can't get mad because you're right, we
Mm.
not. So that's when you gotta realize, dang, I'm a placeholder then.
Mm. You basically just y'all just doing this till y'all find who y'all really want, basically,
Mhm.
right? You just along for the ride until because like she was saying in the video, like you don't realize it. You might not realize you're a placeholder until
Mhm.
they move into the person they actually want to be with, right?
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I heard it say that, and that's what it's like, ugh, I think we gotta dive into that now. Because we'll say something about we don't know, but then we want to talk about intuition, right? So your intuition is there beforehand. It's there to protect you and guide you. It's not going to allow you to be in a situation with a person who doesn't have the same intentions as you. But the problem is we ignore intuition because we want what we want. We want that person, right? We want them to want us as well. So we will ignore different signs just to be with them and then say, oh, they tricked us. Or say, you realize later you was a placeholder. It's like, okay, guys, so is intuition really real or is it not?
mm,
It don't come after the fact. Intuition always is there beforehand.
right. That should kick in immediately if you being honest with yourself and
Exactly.
where you stand with a person and not telling yourself that we're together, but they don't know that. They don't know that y'all together. Like nobody gave them the memo.
Hmm.
But you figure since we're doing relationship stuff, since we doing the stuff, we must be together, right? Like we gotta be together.
And that's dangerous because we all define words differently based on our personal experience. So somebody can go on vacations with you, somebody can have sex with you, lay up with you, they can do all of this for you, and they still feel like you're not mine because I have not placed you in the role of being mine. Even though I'm doing these type of things, I didn't say I wanted to be with you. This is just who I am. I do this for everybody I'm with. So we got to be careful with using our own definitions to make somebody live up under. You have to have the conversations. And people don't want to have the conversations. I think people run from the conversation because they don't like rejection.
Mm, yeah,
And that's fair. Nobody likes rejection.
that's true. That's true. I rather not go there than have to face the reality of this might not be the
Yeah.
But to me, if you're gonna claim a person as yours, I mean, you got to have a conversation. Like I don't get how they could be yours in any
Hmm.
shape, fashion, or form if you don't ever have the conversation.
Hmm.
And
Exactly.
to me, I've always made it a point. Hey, we're making it official. Okay, so there's no confusion between neither one of us. Like we're making it an official thing. You are my girlfriend starting today. You know what I'm saying? Like just in case it needed any more clarity. You know?
So let me ask you then, because I know it's this thing, and I know you've been off this scene for a long time. You know, you're married,
Yeah, yeah.
so you may be aware or not aware of the type of thing that's going on. What about this whole thing that people are saying? Well, they know what it is.
Now,
I heard
first,
that a lot.
look, I've been out the game for a long time, but that ain't nothing new. That ain't nothing new. Yeah, they know what it is, and to me, um, I think it's a certain type of individual to y'all don't have to have that conversation and y'all both know what it is. I think that it depends on the individual, but in general, no, we do not know what it is. Okay, you think it's one thing, and I think it's a whole entirely different thing. Like I know what you really saying is I know what I want it to be.
Mhm.
I know what I want it to be, but the reality of it is, if y'all both don't make it clear that this is what it is, even if because some people, everybody isn't in an emotional doesn't have the emotional maturity to have the official conversation, right? So they might maybe one day he just started calling you his girlfriend,
Yeah,
right? Or she just started calling you her boyfriend, and you just roll with it. I've seen situations like that where it
yeah,
wasn't an official conversation, but you like, well, that's what I wanted anyway. We just never had the official conversation, right?
yeah, yeah.
But I think it's very dangerous to assume that most people are like that.
Yes.
You have way too many people who out here using people who hey, you are number 29 on the list of people that could be, what I'm saying? Like
Call everybody Bay.
everybody oh
And
my
they
goodness,
got two other people they call him Bay,
man,
and laying up with at night. Like, yeah,
look, I've seen it happen countless times where you meet somebody in y'all bait the first 3 days and you really think that y'all and I'm look and look, this my homeboy, this my cousin. I'm like, you don't even know him like that. You the third bay we can sing. If we when we go to the club this weekend, it's gonna be another bay. Like
that
you
part.
gotta slow down. Like
Yep,
you have to
yep,
slow down because we don't like that's not how it. You know, people be wanting to be careless and feel like
yep.
like I want to have the conversation. I don't want it to be no misunderstanding about what's going on.
It's the rejection part though, and then people be lying to themselves. I have so much conversations with people, and I'll ask people about their own patterns, and they can't tell me about their own patterns. I said, because you can't tell me about your own patterns, I know for a fact you don't have any type of vetting process. So you just, I like you, you like me, let's go. That's what type of dating you're doing. Or, oh, we have sex, that mean we together. That's the type of date. That's not mature dating. That's not mature, intentional, wanting to be in a relationship with somebody. That's not, like, you can't fool me. You can fool yourself.
Right.
But in the patterns, I just asked somebody about their patterns. They couldn't tell me. They was like, "Well, I can't. Everyone is different. I can't." You should know something about your patterns. That's to say that means you don't know yourself, and you
Exactly.
have not sat and evaluated the past things that did not work out you with the past different people. Which
That's
means you always say, "Well, I'm a good man," or "I'm a good woman," so that means it's always their fault. Okay, you might have not did nothing bad, but your choosings aren't great.
right.
You
Yep.
know.
No accountability for how things are going at all.
Nope.
You know.
And that's how people end up being placed. So I gave them everything. Yeah, you was a placeholder. You gave them what they needed and what at that time, but they didn't have no intention on or being with you for real. And you didn't see that because you wanted them. And now you act like they did you wrong. You didn't have to give it. Where's your intuition?
Exactly. Exactly.
Discernment, whatever you want to use.
Right. Look, you ain't got none of it. Okay. And my thing is, that if I've never understood this idea that you know you can be with a person and there's no mutualism. Like to me, if we're gonna be together, I have to like you the same way you like me. I have to be committed to you the same way you're committed to me. If there is not mutualism in what we're doing, then it's not a real thing. I think a lot of people tell themselves that I like this person so much that it defines the relationship. No, what you both put into it defines the relationship. What
Yeah.
you both bring to the table defines the relationship. You feeling all of your feelings is not enough for two people. Okay?
Exactly. Oh my
It's
God.
not. You can't love someone into loving you.
You know what that is?
What's that?
It's pure manipulation.
Manipulation.
I am trying to force you to see me in the light that I want you to see me in by giving you things to hope that you will see me in that light. You're manipulating them. You just mad because it didn't work. So then now it's like, well, I gave you everything. Well, First of all, who told you to give them everything? You know, what did they do or show you to make you feel like you needed to give them everything? You did that with the intent that they will choose you.
Ooh,
Pick me.
that's the real. That's the real pick me. That's the real pick me.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not women who agree with men. It's women
Exactly.
who will sacrifice their own dignity and integrity just to get a man.
That
And
part.
that's, nobody. You shouldn't be sacrificing your self respect to win a person over.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I just
Or look, because that's the woman term, right? Simp.
yep,
Because we overdo that word too. So a simp ain't a man that's going all out for his. She's his. A simp is a man you lowering your integrity, you giving your all to a person who ain't a woman who ain't gave you nothing. All she did was take, 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 take.
exactly.
That's what simping is.
See,
You
these young people ain't seen Players Club. You remember Players Club?
woo, that's so long ago. Whew.
Look, if
Refresh my
you
memory, because I
if
don't.
you if you remember in Players Club, she had the guy that followed her home, and he thought they was like in like a low key relationship. He had followed her home and like tried to like get in her apartment, tried to get in Diamond's apartment and all that. Because he kept telling himself like I didn't spend all this money on you, like you owe me something, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
that
and
part.
that's to me like, in the culture when you see stuff like that, you like, oh, okay, now that's definitely not, you don't want to be, have this fantasy in your head that if I keep doing this for this person, they mine. That's it's like an entitlement, but it's like, hey, do you have any self respect? Do you have any respect for yourself to make sure it's a mutual thing? Yeah, both are adding to this equation, or is it just like,
Yeah.
you've put this person so high up that you do anything just to make that a reality? From what you've been telling yourself, that makes sense. But
And it's dangerous on the end, on the receiving end, because if you know you're not sure about this person, and you know that they want more than you, it's dangerous to keep taking from them, because
yeah,
you don't know people's mental state. This person might crash out behind you because they felt like they gave you everything. They thought y'all were in a relationship, or they thought y'all was at least agreeing to go towards a relationship. What you mean you popped up with somebody new? I gave you all of this, and you think you finna go be with somebody else? So it's dangerous to even be on the receiving end of allowing someone who wants more with you to actually give you more.
that's man, that's so true. That is so true. Yeah, you can't. Don't even play that game. Don't even take the gifts. Don't go on the trips. Don't do none of that if it ain't, if you don't want to be with this person. Like if you don't really, don't go on the dates, don't do none of that. If because like you said, the return could be crazy,
Mm-hmm.
for
Yep.
sure. But okay, cool. Yeah, that's
That was a good one. I like that. I like that.
yeah. Because like I said, when you said placeholder, I was like, man, I've heard that term before, but I was like, where have I heard that term before? And like I said, that's probably only maybe the second time I've heard it since I saw that video and
Mhm.
start seeing placeholder. I'm like,
Yeah.
a placeholder, okay. Like, all right, let's dive into it. So I can, and so, but
How
you
is
teach
that
me.
possible?
What'd you say?
No, you like, how is that possible? You
No,
you just gonna bookmark me, huh? You know how you put the bookmark in the book when you ready to come back later for it?
yeah,
Ain't no spinning the block. I am not a placeholder.
yeah. Like once I figure out it's not mutual, it's done immediately. There's
Yeah,
no, and like I said, I ain't, I'll chase you if I feel like it's mutual, but
facts.
I'm not chasing nobody who don't want me. That's just, I've never been into nothing like that. It's
Right,
always been mutual for me. Like,
right, right.
but yeah, all right, cool. All right. I got another one. Like I said, this is from Threads. One of the millions I have saved. Now they need like a different save feature on Threads where I can categorize some of this stuff. Cause
Oh,
yeah, I
yeah.
got stuff. I got stuff saved for different reasons. Everything ain't like a. a topic. Some stuff is just like stuff I might want to just go check out and see what people are saying later. Or they need to, hey, threads. Let's get something else going to help me out because that's why I like Instagram because you can categorize everything you save.
So can,
No,
yep,
yeah,
yep.
that's why
I
I like
think TikTok like that too. You can add it to collections and Facebook. Yep, they like that.
Now, see, I didn't think TikTok was like that.
Yep, TikTok. You can once you click save, it'll at the bottom. It goes away fast though, so you gotta click it. But you
Mm.
save it, and it'll say, add to a collection with like a question mark, and you click, yeah, collection, and then you create, where you want that video to be saved at.
Now, this whole time, I definitely didn't think that was on there.
Yep,
All
I
right,
do
I'm
it
about
all
to,
the time. Yep,
maybe
so
I might be missing it. You said it go a little quick, so
yeah.
yeah, I'm about to do that because I was thinking the same thing on TikTok. Like I can't
So
categorize.
go to one of the videos you already got saved. When you get time, unsave it, and then save it again, and you'll see that notification at the bottom, and then you can move it to, create a collection name.
Doing it now. Doing it now. Okay, all right. This is one. Let me see. All right, this is one I have. Oh, hold on. That's not what I want to do.
I saw
This,
it real fast.
okay, so now let me do my little banner. Yeah, and I like that because I was like, I think I've seen some people talk like that where it's like I can't find nobody because I'm what they say I'm too strict or what is it? It's some they be saying like I run a strict program,
I
something
run
like
a stick program,
yeah, that's right.
and don't.
Did you just talk
Oh
about
yeah, I
that?
don't run no strict program. Get out of here.
I feel like you just make a post about that like
I don't
recently? No, that wasn't, okay. That might have been somebody else, but yeah, I do see that when people talking about they run a strict program. I was like, well, maybe that's why people, having the standards is why people feel like they ain't getting the right person. Like, what you think about that? What's your initial thoughts on that?
know. I think we would have to see what the standards are.
Mm.
It's like
Oh yeah,
standards are also like boundaries, and it's like negotiables and non-negotiables. You know what I'm saying? So I can't really tell somebody until I talk to them specifically. I can't really tell somebody if it is that their standards is the reason why they can't find love. You know what I mean? So it's kind of
it's kind of hard to say.
kind of hard to really say that. That's the we can say it all day long. Oh, that's the reason, but we don't know for sure until we really talk to the person and hear what the standard is. So I guess I would have to hear what standard we are talking about to actually give like a different type of opinion on it.
You know what? I will say I do have an opinion about standards because I know for a fact a lot of people call a bunch of stuff standards, but it's not really standards. A lot of stuff is preferences. It's not a standard. It's not to me a standard. You got to die by that. Okay, a standard is something that is it's so concrete. It cannot be moved. It cannot. A lot of stuff that people have is they call standards. It's really stuff they just prefer.
Hmm.
Prefer this type of partner with this type of height, with this type of financial status, with this type of social status, with this type of education. It ain't a standard because if you find something like that, to me, a standard can't be adjusted, right? Like if
No, no, you can. No, I like that you're saying that. Standard and preference. I like that because yeah, they are different.
to me, like a standard is like religion. Like that's a standard. That's something that if you're a Muslim, she has to be a Muslim. If you're a Christian, she has to be a Christian. That's a standard. Most of the stuff be like they have to, from some of the women's side, I hear them saying a guy has to make this amount of money. Let's say he has to make $100,000 a year. Okay, if you meet a guy who makes 90,000, you're not gonna pass him up. right? That's what I'm saying. Like, if you meet a woman, don't say, "Oh, she has to cook." If you meet a good woman and she does everything for you except for cook, you gonna pass that up. You know, like to me, it's more important stuff that you got to have as a person and as a partner. That's a standard. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? Like something that's really concrete, near and dear to me. You got to have something like that. You
Mhm.
know, like it got to be a character, some in your character, some in your belief. You
So
know,
you said standard and standard versus preference, right? I love that because that's another, in my opinion, that's another realm of negotiable versus non-negotiable, right? So like with the money thing that you just said and the cooking, you're really going and again another word for those could be 80-20 rule, right? So it's like you really finna pass because of your preference. You gonna you gonna pick a person based off your preference and not off your standard. Well, yeah, then that is a problem why you can't find love. You know what I mean? Because like the preference is the negotiables, the standards is non-negotiable. You know, so it's like I can adjust if I get with somebody again, like me. Well, I think we had a conversation about cooking. I don't like to cook. I rather my dude come being able to either he gonna love to cook or he don't mind matching me with cooking. But if I meet somebody that everything is all of that is what I need, but only thing he needs from me is a cook, baby, I'm finna order these cookbooks. I'm finna be on TikTok saving recipes. I'm finna get to it. Cause I'm not gonna lose the 80 over the 20.
for sure. That's what's up. That's what's up. I like that. That's what I'm talking about.
I'm
That's
just
what I'm
like
talking about.
people don't think, but again, I think it goes back to people really don't know themselves because if you knew yourself, then you will understand, hey, this is a preference of mine. This is not a standard. This is a non a negotiable of mine. This is not a non-negotiable.
I think people just don't want to be open to more. And I think how it looks on paper, and people are so loud about what they want from a person. That's one thing I noticed about dating. People are so loud about what they want. So if they budge on that at all, they don't want to look crazy.
Yeah,
You know, and like I've said before with the attraction thing, you know, attraction isn't even a real problem. Is that you're so limited into what you're attracted to. That honestly, like
hmm,
if you was open to more things being attractive, you find more people attractive and be able to go ahead and get your person. But you're so gung ho. Oh, they have to be light skinned. He has to be this tall. You know what I'm saying? Like she got to be this side.
yeah,
Okay, but at the end of the day, if you meet somebody who's just shy of that,
yeah,
is it that serious?
yeah,
Is it really that serious to me?
yeah. And people
Like
get mad. And they be like, "You can't tell me who to like." Well, I ain't trying to tell you who to like. I'm just saying you the one complaining. I mean,
look,
yeah,
for me, it's a numbers thing. I'm not even. I would never try to tell people who or what to like, but it's a numbers thing. The more you open up to, the more chances you have of meeting the people that you want. It's just simple mathematics.
exactly.
I had to do that myself. Even though I wasn't that hard on it, but the whole uh, dating dark skinned women thing. Okay, now granted, my wife is. I got what I want, but I wasn't just. It wasn't so boxed in because at a point in time when I first started dating, it was kind of like that. It was like no, I need the chocolate. I need that. I'm not even. But that's
Hmm.
being young and immature. You get older and you're like, no, I need a good woman. I need a good woman that I'm attracted to. She might not have every little trinket of thing, but if she is a good woman and she look good and she taking care of what she got, that
Hmm.
I mean that's it.
Yeah,
Because other than that, I'm too addicted to the aesthetic of it, how it looks. And that's not, to me, if you're looking for something genuine from a person, you got to let that go.
yeah,
How are you praying to God to help you find somebody genuine and for you, but then those are the things that you go out into the world and tell it that you want to have.
yeah.
To me, you're contradicting yourself. Do you want a good person or not?
Not only that, I bet if you ask a lot of people, that fine dude or that fine woman that you was with, or running after, when y'all actually start having real conversations, you stop being attracted to them, didn't you? Yeah, they think stupid, don't they? They think like a kindergarten. They think like an airhead, huh? Yeah, I bet. So that's what it is. It's like we're not telling you don't go with somebody that you're attracted to. I'm never gonna tell nobody, hey, go date somebody ugly. Never. Because it just, first of all, you ain't gonna be there all the way either, and then you gonna use them for something else. So it ain't gonna be there anyway. But you've seen somebody that you was like, dang, they kind of cute, or he kind of handsome, but they weren't this baddie, or they weren't this 6 foot, whatever you was looking for. They weren't that, but you felt an attraction in them, but you wrote them off because they weren't this, like I say, this baddie or this 6 foot person or this chocolate dude. You wrote them off. So what we saying is, don't not be attractive, but that little hint of attraction that you see in somebody, give them a chance. They may be better than the super fine person that you was trying to run after.
To me, you ain't if you don't have the internal qualities that I'm looking for. There is no super fine.
You hear me?
You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't super fine if you don't have the internal things that I'm looking for. You might have the outside done up, but that don't. To me, there's more to attraction than that. You know what I'm saying? That's the one component of it. Yeah, I can look at you good. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I need something that is of substance. You know what I'm saying? Like I need some substance to this thing, and that's what I think a lot of people get wrong with having their standards. Their standards ain't of substance. Like that stuff that y'all call standards is just stuff y'all comfortable with. It ain't. It's not necessarily stuff you need. To me, the standard
yeah,
is something you need. I got to have that.
yeah.
You know.
People, they just don't know them. Like, it's so, the way people pick at our big old age is so kindergarten. It's so cool because it's like you'll be with a man who pay all your bills, but he cheating on you, he beating on you, he don't respect you. You just a trophy on his arm when it's time to take the picture. But the man that you may have to pay bills with, he give you everything that you can imagine. Like, it don't make sense. Why would you don't want to work that bad to where you can take it just, like, the way people think when it comes to certain things. I'm with you. They don't know their standards. They're going strictly off preference. So your preference to not work will allow you to choose a man that's gonna beat on you, cheat on you, and not just like, okay, this whole cheating thing, oh well, it happened once. I'm talking about them habitual cheaters. Like, he talked to you crazy, like, so you want to not work that bad to where you choose to be with that man.
Labor must be rough out here. It must be rough.
It ain't that bad.
Uh,
People
uh,
just be going on their preferences. That's all.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, I wanted to touch on that. I thought that was an interesting time. I never dove into that because, like I said, I never even thought about a standard stopping you. But like you said, you have to define what a standard is, and I think that's a good place that we went into this conversation is, everything is not a standard, and having standards would never stop you from finding love.
Yeah.
It might stop you from finding an abundance of attention, but when I say love, I'm thinking of some mutualism, compatibility. I mean, to me, that's love. But will it stop you from getting attention from everybody? 100%. Me being true to who I am as a man, and not even as a man, me just being true to who I am, just being true to Jasper, did stop me from dating certain women. But that was okay because if I can't be who I am, if I gotta act like I'm somebody else for you, then I ain't for you. It's pretty simple. Like I have to be able to be who I am with who I'm with. So if my standard is this is the things that I'm doing, this is who I am as a man. I don't care if that is not who your exes and who you everybody that you love was. No offense to them. That's not who I am. and I need somebody who accepts that for me. So if that stops me from dating more women, fine, okay. But it narrows the path on who I'm looking for, and it to me ultimately led to my wife.
Mhm. Yep.
Yeah,
Hey, I mean, to me, sounds like mature talk. I mean, the amount of people that don't get it, I just, go read a book, please, or something, because I don't. The reality TV shows ain't helping y'all.
the reality,
Get away from it, because it's messing you up. Like,
especially what,
ha,
especially what.
I say it's messing you up. The
Oh, it's
reality
messed.
TV
Oh, okay,
show.
okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, I feel you.
Read a book. Get into some reality. Go touch grass. Get some. I don't know.
I've heard that. Go touch grass. I didn't know what that meant at first. Go touch
I don't
grass.
even like grass. I use it out to be funny. But I only people like you a tourist. Y'all like nature. I'm like, well, this tourist don't like nature. You ain't gonna
That's
find me in no grass.
that's a tourist thing. I didn't. Oh, okay. I never heard that. Yeah.
They said it earth signs, but it's a lie.
Mhm.
I don't know where they did that. What they survey from? Because baby, I don't like grass. No, ain't gonna find me in no grass.
I would touch grass. I would. I wouldn't mind doing that. Actually, I would. I played in the dirt as a kid, so that ain't nothing. Like that was home. But yeah, hey, you're right. Some people do need to touch some grass though.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Ground. The point of grass. I know it sounds funny, but the point of touching grass is grounding. So I find other ways to ground myself. So that's I don't need to touch grass. But for a lot of people, touching grass is putting you back into reality. Is grounding yourself. So that's where that phrase
Mm.
came from. So if you like me, you don't like touching grass. Go find things to ground yourself. Because right now you searching everywhere off of surface things and off of preferences. Like, go figure out what your real standards are. And then if that's your real standards, then I don't
That's
know what to tell you then.
no, that's the advice. That's great advice. Go find out what your real standards are. Because if you got a list of 50 standards, you ain't got no real standard. Like you just don't. It's certain things you don't have to need. You don't need all of that. All of that's not a need. All of it. I know it's not. And if you get some version of some of that, you're not gonna pass that up. Like I said before, you're not gonna pass up. You ain't gonna pass up a good brother because he making 10,000 less than what your standard. You're not gonna pass that up.
Even 80,000. We in a world of boss women. So you telling me you want to make a bag, but you want to be with a man who has to provide everything for you? That men run. If you run across a woman, like, run, because we're in a society where women get into the bag. So if you bringing a bag and I'm bringing whatever bag I'm bringing, then we should be having some type of generational wealth within our family, right? But you bringing a bag in and you want me to take whatever income I'm making and just provide for me, you, and don't let kids be involved. Then what you do with your money?
Hold on, wait 1 second. You got a comment. You got a comment especially for you from Germany Brown.
Don't tell my business, Germany. she, she talking about the touch grass part.
Right?
And I said I don't touch grass. She said she can't get me on a
Can't
picnic.
get a
I
picnic
go
with
to
the
a picnic
homie.
because it's a blanket down. I ain't touching grass.
That's great.
I
That is
forgot you
hilarious.
live on Facebook.
The show. We gotta get me and Germany gotta do something, right? This is your friend.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Okay,
You
we gotta
gotta you
yeah.
gotta do something with her. Yep.
Okay, yeah. Well, I'm gonna get you on here, Germany. Maybe you can get on here with us. You can try that? Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
I'm with that. Let's do that.
Yeah, we can do like a yeah, like three of us. If you guys don't think of like a topic solo or whatever, yep. Yep, we can do all three of us.
Look, got topics for days. Topics for
I know.
nothing. Like all right, cool, cool. All right, I got one more for us, and then we gonna close it out. Let me see.
She said she'd love to.
For sure. Yeah. You got Sundays available?
I think her Sundays are busy, but I'm gonna get back. I'm gonna get with her and
Okay.
see what her days are, and then I'll get back with you.
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, work it out. Work it out. All right, cool. All right, we got one more topic. Let me see. To get back to us. All right, there we go. All right. Did you see it? Oh, hold on. You muted again. You muted, Brandy. I must be doing that.
Am I good?
Oh yeah, now you do. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was saying I'm trying to go share it now on Facebook. I'll be forgetting you streaming on Facebook too. Until she commented, then I was like, oh shoot, let me go share it while we live.
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah,
I forget. I need to do that in the beginning.
yeah. It's all good. Did you see the next topic?
Yeah, you show it one more time. It says something.
That was an interesting, pretty similar to the last one, but I never actually equated the two. You know what I'm saying? Like having, I know people that are really good people and do really good things, but I would not say that those skills are the exact same thing as being a good partner. You know, I feel like it's different. It's different beliefs and different philosophies, and you know that go into being a good partner. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So it said having good character and personal development doesn't make you a good partner. The thing about that is people think it makes them a good partner because they say that's the part of emotional intelligence, right? So if you have emotional intelligence, then that means you're a good partner. And that's not true.
mm, oh,
I've done a video before and I said they can be a wonderful friend, they could be a wonderful speaker, they could be a wonderful co-host or whatever and be a horrible partner.
mm,
So they should be matched. And ideally we want them to match, right? But that does not mean that necessarily because the thing is too, I can be great to strangers and be horrible to the people that's in my close circle.
mm,
So my character, my personal development is good to strangers, but it's not good within my close circle. You know, my close friends or my partner that I'm with.
right.
So
Here we got another comment from Germany. She's putting, I think compatibility matters in that space. Man, I would love to hear what else you got to say about that. Yeah, I think that does play a factor. But I think what the post, what I at least what I got from the post was just saying that don't do those things and think that you just automatically a good partner. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't just do those. Don't work on yourself and think that that automatically means you're doing everything in your relationship the way it should be done. Because you can know that you need to work on yourself and still be inconsiderate. You can still be a bad communicator. Okay, like you can still be non-affectionate. Like I said, you can still do a lot of this stuff because you focused on yourself. You could be too focused on yourself and think that the relationship centers around you and not realize like, hey, this other person ain't just here. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not just showing up for the sake of showing up. Like that don't mean you're ready to tackle the topics that need to be tackled for the both of you. You could look at it like, well, this ain't serious to me, so it's not of importance. I've seen that as well in those
yeah,
in that
yeah,
space, and I'm all
exactly.
you know self development and bettering yourself and seeking healing, and I'm all for that. I feel like that's a very necessary part, but I'd be lying if I said I was this super healed person before I got married.
Hmm.
I'm saying a lot of that came after that, honestly.
Hmm.
A lot of that wasn't as prevalent as it is now. Starting that journey off. But as far as being a good partner, I felt like I always was a good partner because I always wanted to go all out in that area. You know what I'm saying? Now, trying to make sure I'm taking care of myself wasn't something I always went all out in. My wife caught when I met my wife, I was on the beginning of that journey. You know what I'm saying? But being a good boyfriend, oh, I have to be a good boyfriend, yeah. That ain't nothing.
Yeah, and I think we got to realize personal development is just that, it's personal. So just because I'm working on myself and I'm doing everything I need to do for me, it doesn't make me a good partner until I know how to get out of myself and include the partner. So although yes, I will have boundaries, but I also got to know, hey, it's not just about my boundaries, it's about their boundaries too.
Yeah.
I'm personal development myself. I'm taking accountability or whatever the case for the things that I need to do for me. But now I need to take accountability for the things that I do to my partner. So it's like, yes, I agree. Personal development does not make you a good partner until you know how to spew some of that into the partnership.
Oh
A
man,
lot of it's a lot of selfish people in relationships. Just because you're there doesn't mean you're a good partner. Just because you're there. I think I've told, so I got a friend, Pierre. We talk a lot about a lot of things, and I told him, I'm probably the only person. I mean, probably not, but probably is the only person who don't really like drool over years. And when I say that, I mean, in just because somebody was together years doesn't make me be like, oh my God, they was together years. I'm like, what went on in those years though? Because it's easy to stay together for years. Anybody can do that. But what went on in those years? So it's like, I don't know. I just, I've had people where I've had friends where they was great. And then when I saw the way they was doing a person though, I was like, maybe start side eyeing them because I'm like, how you treat me better than you treat them, and y'all the ones building a life together. So that
mm,
started making me question, dude. Kind of like, okay, are you in performance? So are you performing when you come to me, but your real person is really seeing the real you?
I think that's a very important thing you just said. Yeah, some people are performing. Especially if you think you already got going on because of your personal development. Like you think the rest of this is, you're not you lack vulnerability to do the actual work in a relationship. But you think long as when everybody come over and you, oh, let me get this for you, babe. Let me do it. You know what I'm saying? You think that's the, oh, I can't even express my disdain for that. Because I don't want to be performative. I don't want to be a performative partner. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like I do not want to do that.
Yeah, I've seen it at church. Like when I was heavy in church, I would see just the most nicest people, couples, and when we go to their house for eat after church or whatever, and I see the way they do each other, I'm like, oh,
Mhm.
I thought y'all. So it's like having this good character and this personal development out to us when that's not really who you are behind the scenes. You ain't doing nothing but hurting yourself. People that really matter.
Yep.
Germany says she has so much to say. See, that's why you need to hop on. She has so much to say, but it's too much to type. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, hold on. Let me see. She did put some up. Let me see if we can get it. It's good to be a good person and work on self. Those are amazing qualities. Everyone is on different levels in their growth journey. You have to be ready to compromise in multiple ways. You can't see the other person as yourself. You shouldn't commit to, or if you can't see the other person as yourself, you shouldn't commit to marriage or relationship. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. Yeah. And that's why I say it's just two different skill sets. And I think you just got to. I mean, I don't think it's a bad thing that it's two different skill sets, but it's definitely two different. That's like I can give dating advice, but I am not a matchmaker. Okay, I am not a matchmaker at all. Like, there's always something about matchmaking that I can't. Is an X factor always in people's personalities that I cannot see through.
Yeah,
So that's why I do not try to hook people up
yeah,
because it's always something I cannot figure out about hooking two people up. Like,
So that's funny you said that because when I was doing my podcasting a lot with guests, I had people actually reaching out asking me to start that type of thing. And I
mm,
said, no, I won't. I said, because it's deeper than this. Just because I know how to present questions for y'all doesn't mean y'all know how to present questions for y'all. So I could be doing this and y'all could be liking each other based off what I present, but because y'all don't have the proper communication skills, questions, tone, verbiage, or whatever, when y'all get together outside of me doing the matchmaking, y'all gonna fail. So I'm like, I absolutely don't want no hand in that. And then people could be whoever they want to be in front of other people. So
yeah,
that's another thing. I can ask the right questions. This person's gonna be perfect for you. And then when you get behind the scenes, you see when they get mad, they be throwing stuff at punching windows and all of that. Now I ain't see
mhm,
that during the matchmaking process.
right.
So I said, nah.
Look, I'm with you on that. If it ain't even a lot of it for me wasn't even that deep. It'd be simple stuff like, oh, he got dreads. My last three exes had dreads. They was crazy. I'm like, but I know that this is a whole different type of person, though. Or man, she a Gemini, and Gemini that
Mm, yeah.
I didn't factor that in. You know what I'm saying? Like I did. I just thinking these two people on paper.
Yep.
On paper, they want the same thing. I'm listening to them. I'm listening to them. And on paper, it's like it's perfect, but then they meet and it's just like just like all right, I'm done. I'm done with that.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
unless
No parts.
yeah, because to me, I mean, you friends with people, you could tell they like certain type of people. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you like, okay, well, this is that type of person, so it should work. I know Brandy likes Trip Fontaine. Okay, I know, I can tell, right. So if I had a brother I know that's like Trip Fontaine and I introduced them, I didn't factor in their zodiac signs. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Or he may have a crazy baby mama or two. Trip
and that's
Fontaine ain't got that.
see, that's it right there, and that's it right. That's another one right there. It's something I wouldn't. I'm not even factoring in. I'm just thinking about the people, not the situations. I'm just thinking about them as people. Like, okay, them as people, that's it's perfect. But
Yeah.
his baby mama is crazy. So, like I didn't think about that. You know, but shout out to the people that can do it. Look, my wife can do it.
You
Look,
said that fast.
we'll be watching dating shows, and she be like, "Oh, they gonna hook up. They gonna be together." I'm like, "Them two?" She be like, "Yeah, watch them two. Next two episodes they together." I'm like, How do you see this? Like, I don't know how she does it, but she has that. She got that skill set where she can see two people hooking up and it being good. But
Yeah.
everybody ain't got it, so it is what it is. But yeah, this was look. This has been fun. We got to get Germany on here. She got some stuff to say. I could tell. I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I'm gonna hit her up to see what days work best for her and see if because even if I can't get on with y'all, if y'all can work those days out, then I'm
Yeah,
at least try to be there from the comment section because I can move around and be in the comments versus seeing her actually being on screen. So
right, right.
we'll see how that works out.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, yeah. Like I said, just keep me posted on that. We got. Like I said, I gotta. This is the year for collaborations for me. I'm trying to get it in. So I mean, I
Facts.
want to get it in, get everybody on this as much as I can, and get some good conversations like this going and everything. So yeah, but yeah, thank you for your time today, Brandy Yates. Giving some good, solid, raw, real advice. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't rough, but it is real for sure.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody that follow, that will follow, that listen and will listen. Like he said in the beginning, follow him on all his platforms. Brother Love, me. You can follow Brandy Yates and Conquering Relationships. I don't post all the time on every platform, but just follow each platform, and you'll catch me. Stay tuned for us because we got some more things we're gonna be doing. But this is a great collab. I really love when I could collab with people who are different, but we in sync, if
for
that
sure.
makes sense. So just stay tuned with us and see y'all what on will it be every Sunday or we just gonna play it by ear?
Yeah, we'll play it by ear. Like I said, with Sundays that we can do it, or if we can do it on some Mondays, we can do that too.
Okay.
Um, yeah, whenever we can do it, you're gonna see it. You're gonna see it. You know, and like I said, some of my platforms are the real Brother Love because other people got Brother Love. They Brother Love
Oh,
is taken, so I can't.
oh, I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so I put the real Brother Love on some things just because it's a whole thing. I'm like, give me this, give me this. Y'all got 2 followers. He had his name, so I could be at peace. But it's all good. You know how that go. Yep.
All right.
All righty. All right, Brandy. To the next time. You know what I'm saying? Germany, you own. Okay, you on deck, like they say. Like I can't wait. Get this going, but you enjoy the rest of your day. Okay, and hopefully Instagram works. It ain't do nothing crazy this time, so hopefully Instagram works out correctly. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right.